That info should be updated. So let me just see about it. What else am I? Am I right? You, right, I screen capped that picture so I don't have my URL anymore. Oh god, fuck, typing is really hard. Glad I didn't try to play. I thought about it, but I am glad I didn't try to play. Anywho, info update. Let's just get to it. See? Let me turn up the volume. It's been a hot minute since we've done any of this. Let's see, what were the tips? Right. I think this one's an important one to go back over, so. This is Okinomiya Station. Call it Unit 3. Unit 3, please respond. This is Unit 3, loud and clear. Backup is heading your way. Hold position until further instructions. Over. Roger, Unit 3 acknowledged. Requesting no headlight. Requesting no radio silence. Station, the doctor has arrived. They want to carry it away. What's the order? Over. Acknowledged. Leave it to the doctor. Affirmative. Y'all hear those seagulls, right? Affirmative. Understood. Echo has arrived. Can we let them take a photo first? I think the Vic is done for. This is actually right into the shit's about to just start getting coming down. So, oh look, it's Mion, the real one. We just watched you grow up and have children and live to over 100 years old. Good morning. Nice job yesterday, Kei-chan. You didn't do so badly yourself, Mion. Yesterday was fun. Oh, that's right, Gage-kun. Thank you very much for Mr. Bear. I'm glad you like it. Don't use it as a pincushion, though. I wouldn't! Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom. At the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water. And unfortunately, my foot stepped right into it. Who could have done this? My, now, how diligent of you to mop the floor this morning. Ah, Keiichi-san flicked my forehead. You should set a more brutal trap next time. Seeing that, and I began to swoon as Mion looked on dejectedly. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. The uncertainties I'd had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. What is it, Keiichi-kun? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe? Maybe? I slept like a log, but if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class. You shouldn't do that. Mion had alerted us that the teacher was coming. So everyone shuffled off to their seats. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle like a deck of cards. Shuffle, shuffle. Good morning, everyone. So yesterday was the festival. Thank you to all the people who stayed until the very end to help clean up. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped up. Actually, the only did was run the festival, cause a ruckus, good shit. Okay then, this time of year, you might see some people here from out of town doing interviews about the festival for magazines. I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was gonna tune it out, but then I noticed a different tone in her voice and started paying attention. You may be asked questions. Don't say anything silly or something that could be taken the wrong way. Do you understand me, children? In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she'd said was really vague, but I'd understood what she was trying to say. After all, this 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, don't spout stupid shit you think is funny, you fucking kids, or I'll fucking make you tell you your And now, I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing. I was actually just thinking that, I'm one of them. Oh, it's so sweet. If it weren't, part of everything else. I was summoned in attack mode to club activities after school. Everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday. I had to double take. It was the day relaxing P, but I realized an A. Just spent the day relaxing P. Yeah, that wasn't happening. Today, let's play a classic, game of deduction. How about this one? Ooh, it came from overseas. Looks interesting. The instructions are in English. The rules don't seem that hard. I won't lose. You hear? I'm not too bad at this game. You better not be, Rika. Actually, Rika, I'm pretty sure you're shit at it right now. It seemed that Rena didn't handle this kind of game very well. The rules are... the person who can match the murderer, weapon, and scene of the crime wins. There were 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. I could see that the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as well. Oh god, he's the victim, isn't he? There are plenty of different weapons, too. Like knives, axes, and poison. The locations are pretty nice, too. Like the living room, the study, and the courtyard. So basically, you take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards. We shuffle the remaining cards and hand them out. We ask each other about the cards and figure out the right ones. Ah, I see. So the cards cards nobody has are the true perpetrators. Then you raise your hand if you know the answer. The game ends and we check if the answer is correct. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point. If the game ends, even if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up and redistributed. You'll learn as you go. You really have to use your brain. You'll get confused if you don't take notes. The rest you can figure out by playing. So, Mion, what's the penalty this time? Everyone directed their attention to Mion! Let's see... We're all still a little tired from yesterday, so maybe we could take it easy with a gopher penalty. You'll be asked to rush out and buy stuff for everyone. Just being asked to go buy stuff, like drinks and candy, I guess. I feel like the penalty is pretty simple. I wonder... Really? There must be a trick to it. Is Keiichi-san thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah. You don't know what you'll have to go buy. I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to go buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. Mion does sound like she needs a family planning manual. The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out, so that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards. There! I'll go first, since I'm the club president, I guess. Well then, Mion, knife, study! You pick one suspect, weapon, and murder scene, and you ask each person, if you have any of those cards, then you must say I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Yeah, I got it. Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here. 3 people answered when she asked if they had Mion, knife, and study. That means that Mion and knife and study are in the clear. Got it, jot that down. And I'll go in a X Lounge. Only 2 people said they had one? So it means that if Rena acts in Lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime? No, wait. Even if they have one, they don't have to say how many! It's possible that either Satoko or Richika-chan has 2 of the cards. Well, Kei-chan is next. Go ahead. Oh, wait, just a little. I'm still sorting things out. The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough. Alright, now I have the criminal. What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles and Mion just now raises her hand. The murderer is Rika-chan in the infirmary with the poison. Well, Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right. You were right! All I needed was one more hand. I couldn't tell whether it was poison or pistol. I'd never use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison. Oh, there's something fantastic about this. I need to screen cap it. I got it. Rika-chan said such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little voice. I love it. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Nana and I were left out in the cold, though. How did you do, Keiichiko? I couldn't get it at all. Don't worry, I had no idea either. How can you both be so unsure? You'll both end up in last place together at this rate. It's even worse, going off to... What? How is it worse? Going off buying together, something together as a couple. What if we ended up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Guide? I can tell from Keiichi's expression that he's not very good at this game. What? Is that true? I'll show you the true power of Sherlock Mayabara during the next round. My, that sounds just wonderful. I shall give you quite the thrashing. After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the tricks behind the game, but I was always a step or two behind. Damn you, Satoko! Saw that Mion was somehow gleaming information from how others were asking their questions. The fiend. The deviant, in fact. I'm still giggling about that. That level of experience. That knowledge that only can come from being the heiress of the Yakuza. It's just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win the game. Eureka! Sorry, need to go to the bathroom. Take your time and squeeze out a nice one. Kid-chan, that's gross. I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. Masaka! Masaka! Are we about to be introduced to some air-conditioned cards? The hours showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of our classmates were still playing around. They were spending some time cooling. Lena had made her way over towards me. Hey, Chico, did you call for me? Yeah, I did. When was this? As I got up from my seat, I winked over at wherein. Oh, okay. Winku. I'm glad it worked out. I don't want to waste much time, so I'll get right to the point. Anna, what's your record at this game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth. Well, all losses. Why do you ask? I wonder. I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing. Oh, she looks so sad. The way things are going, I will as well. I can't figure out a way to pull off a last-minute comeback on this one. So, I guess both of us will be taking that penalty? Hey! Don't accept defeat already. How about we win this? Both of us! But how can we? I brought my lips. Huh? Is it allowed? Did you forget the second rule of our society? Do everything in your power to obtain victory. Yeah, I'll try my best. plan of attack was a quite rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean we'd need to investigate less. With this sort of plan of attack, we start off with a big lead over the other guys. Yeah, with this we can probably win. We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Neno was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you. Then let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone. Hey now, there's no point if we go back together. We'd be like flat out telling them we made a little arrangement. Oh, sorry, then what should we do? Go back ahead of me, and I'll take my time coming back after washing my face or something. Okay, got it. And I turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If me or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems. Well, they'd figure it out sooner or later because both Rena and I would start winning over and over again. Both Rena and I will have earned enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all. Mayabaraka, have a moment. Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things were just getting good. What is it? I'm a bit... You have a guest. Please make your way to the entrance. A guest? Not like I own a hotel. They have been waiting. I'm sorry. It's rather unfortunate that I'd have someone waiting on me right before my big match, but I was more interested in the unexpected guest. Sorry, and I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. The entryway was contrast from the hot sunlight and shadows. Waiting there, feeling uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened, his jacket tucked underneath his arm. Are you Mayabara-san? Mayabara-san? There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and this was, without a doubt, the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, I'd been running into so many middle-aged men. Oh, that's right. Right, you be. I have the AC on in my car. Let's talk there. Bit hot, don't you think? The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car, parked near the gate, and began walking. You've got to be kidding me! I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get in his car with him. I'm not gonna bite. Come on now. Oh, that's ooishi-san. I'm not going to bite. Come on now. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never, ever led to any good. Side of his car. It's pretty cool. All right. That's also, I gotta hold on. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. Please let me know if this is too cold for you, okay? I have a habit of cranking it all the way up. So, what business do you have with me? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me. Start my own line of questioning. Pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took out a picture that was stuck. Yes. On it was the oh, here we go. On it was the face of a goofy looking guy. If you know anything related to this individual, what the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at the DMV. There were scribbled. No. There were scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker. Starting with yours, Mayabara-san, and quite a few of your classmates signed as well. Huh? This is Tomitake-san? There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face. Then, do you know this woman? Even before seeing it, I had a good idea. I don't remember her name, but she's some lady who was with Tomitake-san last night. I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa. When was the last time you saw these two? The night of Watanagashi, we spoke. They seem pretty close, I guess. Did anything bother you about them? Anything is fine. Go ahead and say it. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. Something happened. There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain, that this guy was a cop. Why? Why was he asking about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Should there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? Well, you know what? Keiichi, as the good officer brought up, your name is written on his shirt. So, you know, kind of an important thing there. The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again. You've moved here just recently, isn't that right, Mayabara-san? Are you aware, I wonder, of the story? Oh, Yashiro-sama? My heart began to race. I hope that has not been getting picked. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. Gee, Kei-chan, you think? Probably showed on my face. Not at all. If you don't, then that's fine. Well, I have heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually. How much do you know about it? Dismember my killing. The accidental death. Death by illness, followed by suicide. And the lady who was beaten to death. The incidents that always happen the day of the Watanagashi ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that. You know of that, well, curse, Mayabara-san? Feel free to speak openly about it. I don't believe in it. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was more prominent. Really? Then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys. So what if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point? The man in this picture is dead. Wait, my mind went blank. Huh? What happened? Okay. Huh? It would seem that he died last night. That was the night of the Watanagashi. Do you understand the implications behind that, Mayabara-san? implication. Any, not any for the cause of his death or the reason behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanabe. Meaning this year, the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once again. The death of Tomitake Jiro is still confidential. You understand why that is, right? I want to understand. Please tell me what happened. Rather peculiar. It might be a little too graphic for someone born and raised in Higurashi. It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear. I would only regret forcing myself to learn of something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to that. One of our patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from security detail at the festival. It was late, at 5 till midnight. The location was, you know where the road into town becomes paved, right? Down past the slope, on the shoulder around there. There were a few streetlights on the road. Pitch black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars. We know this road very well when we read from where we read to Tanigoroshi, don't we? It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the road. Tomitake-san was face down. Blood, muck covered the asphalt. Is my mic not picking me up? Is this... Blood and muck. Blood and muck. Blood and muck. Blood and muck. Oh shit, I didn't know I had to like have this turned a different direction. Oh, fuck me. Blood and muck covered the asphalt. We thought it was a hit and run at first, but when the officer checked to see if he was still alive, he quickly noticed something abnormal. His throat had been ripped open. From a knife or something? No. Nails. Nails? As in fingernails? With those he clawed through. From the coroner's report, it was revealed that it was his own nails. Huh? What? What does that mean? Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was a suicide. Tomitake-san thought there was a reason to tear open his own throat. As hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing with enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails, still clawing. Still clawing. And as his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage, he continued clawing. Splurt! Blood splattered on the ground around him as he bled while gasping for breath. Collapsed. His body spasmed. And he died in agony. We thought drugs were to blame, but nothing of that nature was detected. This? It was a suicide? I'd never heard of such a thing. It's a natural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. There were a few more suspicious details. From his body chemistry, perspiration, epilation, and so on, we concluded that he was in a state of hysteria right before his death. Well, that was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat. Wounds on his hand matched a discarded piece of lumber he found nearby. There are traces of where he struck trees and the guardrails with it. Tomitake-san's blood was found all over the place, meaning
meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber. There were external injuries which were not self-inflicted, discovered on Tomitake-san. There's a high probability that Tomitake-san was assaulted. The external injuries suggest there may be multiple suspects. To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic, after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried fighting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it, and then he died. The presumed time of death was around 9:23 p.m., meaning it occurred right after you finished talking to Tomitake-san at the festival. Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt and parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her? She's missing. She hasn't shown up to work and she hasn't returned home either. There's a very high probability that she was involved in this incident. For a while. I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short, but we went to the same festival, spent time together, took part in the same competition. He was one of us. Shit, I'm getting goosebumps. Whoa, that's wild. We have been continuing the investigation on various fronts, but when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse, the villagers here aren't very cooperative. That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san himself, the outsider, telling me. So that's why you came to me, because I'm not originally from Hinamizawa? I should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me. If things go the way they have been, then the conclusion would be that Tomitake-jiro died from Oyashiro-sama's curse. He turned away from me and gazed far off into the distance. The night of the Watanagashi. During that sacred ritual, he callously snapped off photos, angering Oyashiro-sama. That's how it's going to turn out. There's no way Oyashiro-sama would inflict divine punishment on Tomitake-san. Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans in a cowardly group, no less. No way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse. I think so as well. There's no such thing as divine punishment or curses. The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh. That's how this must be, Mayabara-san. Cooperation from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in the curse is indispensable. Man, Tatari Goshi is so fresh in my mind. I really did forget how, like... And also just the perspective of, quote-unquote, our guys, Mion and all them. For all intents and purposes, Oishi is... I mean, he's rough, but I don't think he's one of the bad ones, Like... And we gotta remember, like, Mion is kind of... Our girl is, she's freaking, it looks like she, and if you don't know, you're gonna find out when we get to the next chapter. Cooperation from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in the curse is indispensable. Understand? Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses, but the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama. I want to say this is another element. I know I've made comments like this. I think there's another element that the adaptations could have done with having a little more of, like this sort of sense of almost, well, no, not almost, the sense of camaraderie like Keiichi developed towards Tomitake, you know, over the first half of Onikakushi. Like, I think this is not like conveyed well at all in the other, certainly not the original anime. And I mean, like, I mean, I know Goal wasn't really trying to be an adaptation of this chapter, you know, but like, for the way how things go out, you know, and for like what you're supposed to like, I feel like get from this chapter, and then moving on to Atanagashi, Tatarigoroshi. I always forget what the fourth one is called. No. Fuck, brain work. I know after that it's Borishi, Miyakashi, Matsuri Bayashi. What's the order? Fuck, I'm just. Himatsubushi? That's 4, right? Or is that? Yeah, 4 is Himatsubushi. Then Miyakashi is 5. Is Miyakashi 5? I think Miyakashi is 5. It's yeah, because it doesn't go in direct order of the questions. Plus, as we saw that in Tatarigoroshi, that apparently Shion only got to be the main character because she won a fucking popularity poll after just one thing. I actually remember those popularity polls like from way back in the day. Actually, I know this is off topic. I'm curious if those are still up because I remember seeing those. 7th expansion popularity poll. Because I remember seeing them like way back in the day. This was before like even Umineko was out. Same thing, product probably for website, and we are released whenever. They did polls not schedule. Most recent poll is September 2020. Oh, Mion got second after Beatrice in the. Oh, I remember this one actually. I wonder if they'll do that again this year. But shit. The old ones. Here we go. There were pairing polls. That's right. I remember these. Oh my god. I guess it's gonna be a way for me to like show this on screen. Yes, that's right. Mion Keiichi was the top of. I remember being so happy when I first found this. Oh my god. This really takes me back. Oh my god. I wonder. All right, the webpage no longer. But it was like a blank. It was like a single color, and then with. Oh my god, this is it. Oh my god. I have to find a way to show this. Oh my god, I remember this! Oh my god, this really takes me back! Oh my god! Holy shit. Oh, I wish I don't know how to do that without fucking things up. Oh my god, this is so neat! This is not the time I should be fucking... I'm in the middle of fucking learning my friend died at the Keiichi Tamita, and I'm gushing over these fucking... I remember finding these though, and I was so happy and excited. Oh, I was like, Mion! Yay, Mion! This is so cool! I'm so happy that these are like all like charted and stuff. Oh, I didn't know. I never saw these Umineko ones though. Oh, there were freaking suspicious person polls. Let's see what the Umineko pairing polls were like. Number what? The first one had Maria and Battler at the top? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Number 3 was Beatrice and Burton. What? And then number 18 was Burn and Lambda. What the Why is Burn in Akasaka even? Why is there Tomitake on here? No, I think one person voted on that, but still. That's wild. Oh my god, I gotta figure out. I'm not gonna do any more of these. Hold on. I gotta. Hold on. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Give me a second to figure this out. Okay, so this is just on the wiki, but still. let's okay, well, fuck what I was fuck what I was doing before. This is what we're doing now. Anyway, let me see. I want to make sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, so with the first suspicious person poll. Let's open that up. There is no culprit won that. For real? Really? Number 5 is mackerel. Well, you can see this now. What am I? I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. So let's look at this. 19th person who hasn't appeared yet. Oh, 17 of you. Interesting. Ryukishi. Oh, this is fun. The player himself. What are some of human? Epitaph? The epitaph is the killer? What? Is that showing up? Is that? No, oh shit, I'm laughing at something you can't see. Hold on, let me scroll a little down. Did it show up there? The epitaph is the killer. Okay, hold on, let's go back to the who won the second Higurashi pairing poll? No! Oh, that was close though. God damn, look at that. Look at that. And then, well, there are 296 people out there probably very happy with how things turned out. Look at this one. That one's fun. What else is on here? Yes. Useless god Hanyu. This is great. Oh god, Okonogi and no. Wow, Keiichi with Shion is like no one went for that. I mean, I know why, but anyway, let's see how Umineko's pairing poll did. Canon and oh wow, Battler. Why is Maria and Battler still up there? Oh well, Lambda and Burn got up there. That's where that belongs. These are what? This is. Oh man, I wish. I mean, no, they still do have these today. So let's see. What was the last one? The 4th one. That was damn. The last one was Wait, it ran from 2009 to 2019? Who won? Battler and Beatrice. How? I mean, like, I get this one. I get this one. Why is that a... What happened? How did they go from voting Battler and Maria? How... I don't understand. I'm fucking speechless. Like... Wait a minute. That's how that shit taste? Okay. And this was the most recent one. Overall, Beato Mion. And I'm surprised Erika is so popular though. God, there's like very, very, very little freaking... Well, I mean, it's only one chapter. All right, I gotta let's get back to reading. 1 second. Anyway, thank you for joining me on that little detour. Okay, that was fun. Wait a minute. Well, hold on. I didn't actually show what the original thing I wanted to show. Let me go find it. Here it is. This. I remember there's a whole bunch of these, but I'm just gonna only look at this one for now. There were, I mean, this is the old, 7th expansion website. I believe that's what this is. And I mean, yeah, this, I remember just going over these way back. Look at all these. Oh, man, I love it. This makes me happy seeing all this again. This is such... Oh, man, this really takes me back. All right, anyway, all right, enough of that. God, that was a long little, detour there. I apologize. No way! Tobitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama. Yes, Hinamizawa. But there is nothing I can do to help. I have no idea what happened that night either. No, if you see or hear something that draws your attention, then that is enough. If I see or hear... He was talking in the future tense. Things, people, rumors. Anything is fine. I don't care if they're unfounded. Here. This is my number. If I'm not there, then just leave a message with whoever picks up. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated first. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter. Please help me solve these questions surrounding Tomitake-san's unfortunate death. That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderers who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfying grin spread across his face. Everything we spoke of today is a secret. Please keep this confidential. Understood. From your friends as well. Especially Zar-san, from Sonozaki-san and Furude-san. Please not inform them. Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying they had something to do with the incident? With my friends' names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry. This is what I call investigative privilege, I suppose. Don't play games with me. Mion is a close friend of mine. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to be especially offended. I wouldn't mind telling you, but it may just upset you. Say it! He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit. There is a possibility that the string of incidents happening here in Hinamizawa are a result of a village conspiracy. There's no way that could be right. Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that? No evidence. Also, each of the cases were resolved and none of the perpetrators had any direct connection to the village. And how did you come to that conclusion? Every year, the enemies of the village die on every day of the Watanagashi. Don't you think that's enough reason to suspect something? Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that day of the Watanagashi was sacred. And you can feel, you can't see my mouse, but you can feel. Now, Watanagashi, she's getting heated a little bit. But basically, because the incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa? First, it was the damn construction form, and then it was a villager that supported it. Those the village held a grudge against die one after the other for mysterious causes. The means are all different, but in the end, the result is the same. Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off. So the victims after that, what about the Shinto priest and his wife's death? They weren't enemies of the village. The villagers had expected leadership from the Shinto priest at the time of the dam dispute, but he wasn't proactive, so there was a faction of villagers who harbored ill will towards him as a result. Ill will? It's not like he did anything bad to the village. What about that housewife after that? Did she die just because she was the wife of the brother of a supporter? That's such a trivial reason to kill someone. And what about Tomitake-san? He's not affiliated with the dam project at all. Was he killed just because he was an outsider? In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much lower. Well, that's the scary part. The bar keeps getting lower. What's scary about that? It means it's not just enemies of the village anymore. Just being an outsider is reason enough. Then, next year's victim, they're just going to be picked out of the village outsider pool? It might be a person that just moved here. What do you mean by that? I swallowed my words. Here at Hinamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then, victims, my family? Was he saying it was going to be me? But what does that have to do with Mion? I can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the dam protests, quite fervently so. This is also true of Sonozaki Mion-san herself. She has quite a few misdemeanor and obstruction of public worker offenses on her record because of the protests. I knew Mion knew what it meant to fight. This was the first I'd heard of her family leading the protests, though. And, well, what did it all mean? Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with this string of incidents? I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if it was a conspiracy, then they'd have the highest probability of being behind it. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know. We don't know who or how involved anyone is right now. That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough, but think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse. How about that? What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me not to carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with the curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. None of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly. Just like everyone kept it from me, so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they didn't have to worry? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly. And the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was. Couldn't be helped. I understand. I'll keep it to myself. Is that fine, Mr. Ooishi from the Okinomiya police station? You can call me Kura-chan if you want. No, Ooishi-san is fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of kindness. He was the spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch. I've taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them. The door opened with a click, and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside of the car. Was it really this hot of a day? My son, I told you. You have air conditioning. It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, my son. There is enough proof that the village is not involved. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything. But I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. I won't! You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up until now. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way. It's a shame. In another world, Keiichi would, take him at his word. And I think Oishi does genuinely, to his credit, the credit that he deserves, mean this. Doesn't, if Keiichi doesn't see anything, then you know what? That's fine. See you later. Farewell, my Barakun. Returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Or still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Neon, Rena, Sadoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san. Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here somewhere in Hinamizawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's me, Chan! The perpetrator! Oh, the timing, huh? I was startled to hear Nana's voice. With the rope in the lounge! No! No! Lena clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you're just self-destructing over here. Wow. Ah! Keiichi-san, you're quite late. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger. Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see. Already lying. You were reprimanded for bad behavior? That's a shame. Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided that I'm going to be finishing in last place? Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 point. Oh. The heck? Her score is lower than mine and I wasn't even playing! This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Lena alone or by both Kei-chan and Nena. Yeah, right. Just let Lena do the penalty by herself. You made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we both would win. I waited all this time, you know? I'm sorry about that. I followed my initial plan of showing Nena my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call. I got it! The murderer is me! With the poison at the entrance. Oh boy. Is it? My, Rena. Quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark. Oh. Anna's correct. Oh, then it's decided that Keiichi-san shall take part in the penalty as well. Hooray! Keiichi-kun, let's both do our best. Yeah, let's do our best. It's my fault, so I have no choice. Then that's the game. It's me, Sonozaki Mion, ranked first, and dead last are Mayabara Keiichi and Ryugu Rena. Everyone applauded. Clap, 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 clap. And the game ended. The problem now was the penalty. Now then, I ranked first, so I'll decide what you'll be buying for the Gotha penalty. What will she make us buy, I wonder? Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here. A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is this? It looks more like a shopping list than it is a penalty. Mia was certain she was going to win today. Haha, Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks. This is just your grocery list! I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy a Kei-chan, you devil. I mean, it's kind of something that she has no idea what the hell he was thinking. She was just using him from the start. That poor boy. You have received new tips. There are more than 4 perpetrators. Search notice. Not a clue. Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat. Tissue is packed under the nails. Not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. The shape of the scars also matches. Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide. I get it. You're saying the cause of death is unnatural, right? Kind of like when your back itches and you scratch a little too hard and draw blood. Some of Tomitake's fingernails had been pulled out. It's actually quite simple to pull out one's own nails, but it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there were a lot of bruises on Tomitake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone, or a group of people. According to the toxology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death. That he fought back and clawed his own throat because of how hysterical he had become? The guys attacking him would certainly have been surprised by that. It is possible in such an abnormal environment a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Of course, those are very rare cases. Actually, Oishi-kun, that wood plank the deceased used as a weapon? They only found sand and the paint from the guardrail on it. What about cloth fibers or skin? Nothing. The deceased didn't strike the assailants, or it could be that they took the plank he was fighting back with. In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another. They'd take them all. Ha ha ha! That's true. Tomitake is pretty built. I mean, and tanned. He was quite athletic. That's right. He was pretty active. I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the higher side. Meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around quickly, it's just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. His opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you'd think he'd hit him at least once. To surround and take down someone of his physique, I wonder how many people it would take. You dimwit. You should have known better than anyone. Have you forgotten your bad cop days? If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? Okay. That's important. No, that means Oishi is not the bad cop anymore. When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. And guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage. Then there were quite a few perpetrators, so any drunken disorderly groups of more than 4 are suspicious. 4 more. Just, if they had that many, they couldn't. Then couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there would be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries. That's under serious consideration on my end, too. I'll be examining it as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before. I'm not hoping for much, but I am looking forward to the results. Ooishi-san, the chief is calling you. Thanks. See you around. Yeah, best wishes. I prefer advanced generation myself. Oishi, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Shh, note. Tomitake deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered under the name Tomitake Jiro. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Well, ain't that a familiar thing? Present at the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Takanomio. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located amongst the articles of the deceased. While it was among the articles of the deceased, mere acts of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba, along the Sobu National Railway line. No individual matching the name Tomitake Jiro in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. Compare teeth to dental records. Send to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to Metro Police. Contacting magazines regarding Tomitake Jiro. Takanomio missing. Nurse at EDA clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Oh, I think she had a passion for something, but it wasn't his photography, if you know what I'm saying. Resides in Okinomiya X District, XXX. Single. Or was she? Witnessed accompanying Tomitake-san on the festival grounds, currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect? An important person of interest! Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. Or jumbo ones. Ooishi. I feel like one of those things doesn't belong there. Alright, anyway, citizens, this has... And that's the music you're bringing us back to? Alright. Well, that was Chapter 7 of Higurashi, Onikakushi, so on and so forth. Shit has gotten real, and I believe it's only going to get more real from here. And, this will probably be, next stream will probably be more either, more Higurashi, since there's, like, unless I find something else, since, I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the footage back. I don't know, just that kind of mood of battle tech, whatever it was. Just something about it, you know. It's not quite. I think if you remember when I talked about like tones and stuff before, this is kind of like the opposite of that, where like it's just, unless you've like built up to it, which I guess is also ties into the slice of life stuff, and also like Muv Love comes to mind, sort of. Like just diving right into it and then only being that right away, it's just, it's a lot. And I guess another thing is I don't really think I was in the mood for it to begin with. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, the game itself feels good, solid, enjoyable, and if I was, you know, more, I don't know, just like the tone, I guess, just very, like the child in me, rather than having anything constructive to say, just wants to go, you know, like 5 edgy grimdarks, 3 me, which is not constructive at all. It's not true. Like, I could tell they've obviously put a lot of fantastic thought into their world building and their characters, their setting, and I am intrigued about where it's going to go, but I mean, it's just not the kind of story I am wanting right now. Like, it's not the kind of story I generally seek out or write unless it, you know, builds to something like that, you know. But anyway, that's so basically my point is, next stream, which maybe tomorrow, probably will be tomorrow, I don't know, will probably just be Higurashi, or I may I'm going to look at some reviews of the other 2 Simulacra games, and maybe I'll give them another chance, because after the first one kind of just blew it at the end, you know, it's kind of, the whole thing's kind of lost how scary it was for me, a little, sort of. Then again, the sounds still, you know. I also have Princess Maker 2, and I could look up and see if the issues, you know what I mean, are as much of an issue with that as they are in the first one, and if that's the case, then, if it's not the case, then maybe I'll do that. There's some other things I can look into, I don't know, or we'll just do more Higurashi. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for joining me on the stream. Thank you for joining me down my little trip down memory lane when I had it. And yeah, I guess that's about everything. So until next time, citizens, I'm afraid that this right here, right now, it's gonna have to be...